next storyteller is a 7-time Moth Story Slam winner. She's been on Risk. She's also been on Hot Mic with Dan Savage. Please give it up for Sandi Marx.
I come from a family that's sort of, well, let's just put it, they're not the Swiss Family Robinson, okay? They're very guarded, they're very careful. My parents were always worried that we would get in trouble. So, like, when we would run, my mother would say, you're gonna crack your head open, which is not like an image you want in your, like Humpty Dumpty, it's not something you want. Or like if we were outside and there were birds, like pigeons or flying birds, she would tell us this story that was that birds can shit poison into your head and then you would die, okay? So when I went to sleepaway camp, nobody liked me because I was the one like weaving and bobbing from the birds like a crazy person. Like I was neurotic before I knew what it meant to be afraid of things because my mother made me afraid of everything. Like if we had a family crest, it would say, brace yourself. Okay, so when you're raised in this environment, you don't go on really exciting, adventurous vacations, okay? So we would go to Wildwood, New Jersey. Now, I don't know if you've ever been there, but we were poor also. So we would stay in a motel that had a luxury swimming pool that was in the parking lot. So have you ever seen Leaving Las Vegas with Nick Cage? It was like you would think that there would be Nick Cage drinking a quart of vodka on a fungus lounge chair in the pool area, which is next to our Pinto, our Ford Pinto, headlights facing. I had no idea what real trips were like. The other one that was really popular was Colonial Williamsburg. Have you got this is not a good trip. Okay, you go there and you watch these sweaty sister wives, okay? They're like students in some university in Virginia, and they're they have no makeup on. They're like what Jews Fabissina. It's not good. And they're busy. They have an oar from a canoe, and they're stirring up dairy products in some vat, and we're watching this. It's supposed to be old-timey, and then they make us eat old-timey, like Paul Revere's last meal, which is mutton, it's definitely more dangerous than the bird shitting on my head. So I have no idea what a real vacation is supposed to be. So, okay, now I grow up, I have a job, I make enough money to take my children on a real vacation, like an adventure. And I want to do it right, because I don't want my kids to be neurotic assholes like I am. I don't do anything. I'm always worried about. So I go online and I see whitewater rafting. Now the reason I'm into this is because I see a family on the video, and they're very attractive. The women have blonde hair and they have good arms, there's definition, and they're all smiling and they're wearing Lacoste shirts, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do that. Okay, so I just book it. I say we have 3 kids, and my husband, he's such a good sport. I say, we're going whitewater rafting, and he's like, all right. I don't even know how to swim, but I'm on board. Okay, I don't do any research. We're going. All right, so we go. All right, so we get to the place, and we meet our guide, who's too fucking friendly. He's and he gives us all these bright orange life, you have to wear a life jacket. And all I'm thinking is, oh yeah, great. So when we're dead corpses are out at sea, they have something to look for, these orange jackets, so we put our jackets on. And my kids, they're young enough to be stupid, so they think, oh, this is great, nothing can happen. And I'm thinking, lots can happen. Anything can happen. All right, so he gets us, now he puts us on the boat, and we're not alone. And I'm such a brat. I'm thinking we have a private, no, we're with a whole other group of people. And I'm already, okay. Does anyone here go on an elevator and do a weight count? I'm doing that. I'm we get in the boat, and I'm thinking, what's the capacity? And I know we're probably over, and even though we don't weigh that much, I don't eat much, but I'm thinking, these other people, these interlopers, they look like they eat like potatoes and shit, and they're gonna fuck us up. But I don't say anything, because I'm trying to be a good family member. All right, so we get on the boat, and the guide is really, all right, we're going, all right, we're not 100 feet away from the shore. Now, here's the thing, I don't do the research. It's grade 4 water, white water. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's like Homeland Security orange. It's like real rafting, and it's foamy, and all right, we're not 100 feet. And one of the guys does a header out of our boat. Now, he's a German tourist, and you might ask, how do you know? I know because he's gripping a mossy, wet rock, and he's yelling and crying in German. Okay, now, let me pause here and let's keep it real. I'm a Jew. Now there's a German, and he's on a rock, and he's crying for help. And this is not nice. I'm sorry. I'm not a nice person. But there's this part of me that's thinking like, yeah, okay, fuck you. Fuck you, German. All right, now maybe for just a minute you could be uncomfortable while my ancestors were taking their shoes off and their glasses and walking into some unknown shower. It's horrible, I know, but that's what I was thinking. All right, I didn't say it. I have children on board, but I'm thinking it. Okay, so our guide, he's very amiable. He like goes around and he picks up the German 200-pound fucking tourist who's like now, he's like apoplectic. He gets in the boat, and now I'm thinking like, I gotta get out of this fucking boat. So I start negotiating with the tour guide, saying, just, can you let me out? Can you pull over? And he says, no. And I said, no, really, I don't give a shit about my family. I don't. I said, no, just me, leave them, just me. He says, no. Now he bribes me because he tells me that there will be sugar cookies and there'll be a Capri Sun if I stay on the boat. And I don't know how, but somehow he keeps me on the boat. All right, so we make it to shore. I'm not happy. Now, there are other rowers. I'm just the holder-oner, and I just want to get off the boat. When I get off the boat, I swear to God, I was like kissing the mossy ground. When I got off the boat, it was as if I had never touched real land before, terra firma. Okay, so I know at this point, don't plan trips like this. Okay, so a few years pass, and I think, all right, we still need a family summer vacation. Where should we go? And I decide Mohonk Mountain Resort. Has anybody been there? Okay. Now, it's lovely. It's up in like Poughkeepsie. It's this big covered porch building. It's beautiful with lots of rocking chairs. It's very old. It's been there forever. They have rock scrambling and horseback riding and a pond. And I think, this is not dangerous. I can deal with this. I can manage it and still seem like a normal parent. Okay, so I tell the kids this is where we're going. My husband, he's so nice. He's like, fine, whatever you want. All right, it's a summer weekend. All right, we load up our car. We go up to Mohonk. And we get there, and it's really pretty. And we unload. We go into our rooms. We get 2 rooms, and we have twins. I have identical twin daughters. So we get them in their room, and we're in our room with my son. And we tell our kids, all right, well, now meanwhile, it's really old. It's so old that the carpet looks like it hasn't been vacuumed since like Woodrow Wilson was in office. It's like old, but it's pretty, it's quaint. Okay, so we check in and we tell our kids, all right, meet us in the hall. We'll go out for dinner down at the, like the mess hall. And we meet our girls. Now our twins are identical and they're standing in the hall. And I'm like hearing, I'm not kidding, I'm hearing like Jack Nicholson typing, like in a room. I'm hearing like red rum, and it looks just, I think they shot that, it looks just like that. So I'm thinking, okay, just be normal. You have a family, you don't want them as fucked up as you are. All right, so we go down to the dining area. Now, meanwhile, it is an old place, so they have photographs on the walls of everybody who's ever stayed there. Now, it's not like when you go to the dry cleaner and you see Morgan Fairchild or like Jennifer Lopez. We're talking about the Roosevelts and like really old. It looks like Lucretia Borgia, and their eyes are like following you into the and they're all that sepia shit. Like it's not good. And we walk to the dining room, and it smells like egg salad and Bengay. It's like, but I keep my mouth shut. I know I'm like a Jewess who thinks things are supposed to. I'm keeping my mouth shut. All right, so we go in. Everyone else is having a great time. I'm like, Okay, so we go. The next day comes. Everybody goes rock scrambling. I take photographs. They go rowing. I sit on a rocking chair on the porch. They're all having a great time. But the last day, my husband books us. We're all going horseback riding. Okay, now, it's not, the only relationship I've ever had with a horse, because I'm old, is in Atlantic City at the Steel Pier, where they actually put a helmet on a horse. I don't know if you guys are old enough to know this, but they have horses that dive off of a diving board into a pool of water in Atlantic. They used to do this. Why? I don't know. But that's the only relationship I've ever had with a horse. And now I'm being told you're going to get on. Okay, so fine. But I'm not saying a word because I don't want my kids to be as neurotic and fucked up. All right, we go down, and there's like the rancher dude, and he sets us up. And I say, please, bring me the oldest horse. Like, I know we've all heard this joke about the glue I said, bring me the glue factory horse. And he's like, fine. All right, so the horses come out, and my kids, they're stupid. They're like, let's go on the horse. They all climb on they're all like catapulting on their horses. Keith's on his horse, and I'm just so afraid. These are powerful animals. I'm not prepared. I'm not a horse person. Okay, now, I don't want to get on this horse. And Keith keeps saying, it's fine. This is an old horse. Okay, sidebar. Now hear what I'm saying. Now my husband, I'm his third wife. Now you might want to ask, what happened? What happened to the others? I'm going to tell you. My husband's first wife died. He's a widower. You might ask, oh, how did she die? She fell off a horse. Really? I'm not making this shit up. My husband's first wife died in a horseback riding accident. She did. Okay. And he's encouraging me in front of my children to just jump on, straddle a horse. And I'm thinking, I know he loves me. How much? I don't know. Okay, so now they know I'm really afraid. So, because I'm obviously a basket case, so they bring out like a kitchen stool for me to climb onto this old horse. So they bring out the stool, and I'm thinking, well, my husband won't want to kill two wives, especially with my 3 kids watching, so it's probably fine. And they're all ready to go. So I climb on the first rung of this stool, and just as I do that, my horse swoons and passes out. My horse faints? Okay, so now I'm staring at this beautiful girl. She's lying there, but her eyes are open. I know she's not dead. And she's looking at me. And now, okay, there are flies. It's summer. Okay, it's upstate. So it could be the flies. I don't know. But she goes like this. So I interpret that as, I got you, girl. You don't want to be on me, and I don't want you on me. I mean, this horse had horse sense. She knows I don't belong on her. She's not really ill. She just like fainted. Like, it was like pretend. It was my out. So everyone starts laughing. They think, I mean, it is funny. So they all say, we're going to go. And I say, great, you go. And they do. They all go. The horse, like, gets up. She's still like, I got you, girl. And I'm like, I got you, girl. And they all go. And then I just sort of, like, gracefully follow them, taking pictures. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is what I was supposed to do. My mother always used to say, if Karen Baer jumped off the George Washington Bridge, would you follow her? No. If you're not comfortable doing something, just don't fucking do it. Be happy. Do what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable just photographing the rest of my family having their adventures. Thank you.
Yum's the word.